let's see. What hit your account was 2,157, that's really. What is this, a dual household?
No,
it's just you.
It's me. My mom and my sister live with me as well.
Oh, okay. And they contribute to the bills a little?
A little. My mom does. Not my sister so much.
All right. So for the income side, I mean, I only saw 2,333 come in from the job. But then there was, as you mentioned, I see the Social Security 1,434.
Yes. And those go into separate accounts for my kids. When you set those up, each kid has to have their own bank account.
How old are your kids?
So I have 3, but the 2 that are still at home are 15 and 10.
What about the dude that helped this manufacturing of children?
So my husband passed away 4 years ago.
Oh, I'm really sorry.
Yeah. He had prostate cancer. The cancer you die with instead of.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. And so by the time they caught the cancer, he was already stage 4. He was 59 when he passed away. And so I encourage every man out there, Caleb, if you don't know your PSA number, go get it.
Okay.
That is your prostate something level. And you need to know what your number is. And if your number changes, that could be an indicator that you have prostate cancer and you need to go see a urologist.
Maybe in the post show, I can have every crew member check Noah's prostate and see how it's doing. Okay, I am really sorry to hear that. How have you been doing since then?
I mean, at first, honestly, he had been sick for so long that it was, and this sounds horrible, but it's not. I was just relieved that he was no longer suffering. Sure. We had all been sick together. We went to doctor's appointments. We did this. We did that. So it was very much a sigh of relief that phase was over. And then COVID hit right after he passed away.
Okay.
And so I was already at home staying with the kids trying to rebuild the relationship because I had been at least mentally absent for so long.
Okay.
So COVID hit after that, and we learned how to live together, just the 3 of us during that time. So that was,
one's
in
out
a
of
way,
the
a
house,
blessing.
It sounds like.
Yes.
Okay.
He's 27.
Okay.
He's married.
Why do your sister and mom live with you?
So, during COVID, so about a year after my husband passed away, our landlord came to us and went, "We're going to sell the house." And I went,
"Okay.
I've been here for 10 years and the rent has never gone up. I was paying."
That's nice of them.
Yeah. I was living on an acre, paid $1,200 a month. And I started looking for a place to live. And
it's still, even $1,200 a month, it's almost half your take home.
Okay. Well, and at that time it was probably about the same because I wasn't working the same job.
Okay.
This is my 3rd job since my husband died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So they were going to sell, and I started looking for a place to live. I was looking for a place to rent, and the prices in Wimberley, which is where I was living, were outrageous. And so I started talking to my mom and sister because they were living in kind of a rundown place. Their finances have never been great. They were making it. They were fine. And I was like, so if I have to move outside of Wimberley, you're my support system. What am I going to do if I have to move outside of Wimberley, number one?
They were okay with just packing up?
Oh, yeah. We've done everything together. We're kind of codependent, honestly.
Is that good? Because
it's good. It's good to have a support system.
Support system, yes. Codependent.
Yeah, right.
Depending. Well, especially after losing your husband, I think it makes sense for the feeling of a codependence to come in. But so, what makes me a little nervous is without the codependence, and if we're just talking about life and passing, I mean, how old's your mom?
She's 67.
And of course, I'm not rooting for anything in 67's,
Maybe
not that old
she's
these
69.
days anymore. Well, even still, even still.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't want you to be dependent on something that might not be there. Well, that won't be there forever if we're talking real, but hopefully is there for a while, but won't be there forever. Right. Because $18 an hour. Now, this is a completely different town than Austin. Completely different town. About an hour away, you told me. So in Austin, I scoured all the job postings I added it all to the spreadsheet, and I was just trying to figure out what the lowest job openings here pay. Like the lowest entry level fast food,
Right.
what is like the median of that,
Yep.
of the lowest, and it's $18. So you're at that level in a cheaper cost of living area, but
Yes.
even still with $2,333 a month, get even with the Social Security, we're not making a ton right now.
Right.
And that scares me because of how much debt you're in. A lot of debt. So like if the dependence ceases,
Right.
what do we do? How are you going to survive? Because you're not surviving right now. Well, they'll figure that out soon. Sorry, I know. I get ahead of myself. I know, guys. Okay, so I don't know. That the dependence just
Sure.
red flags for me.
The dependence on my mom and my sister, or the dependence
Yes, because
on the
it
Social
might not
Security?
always be there.
That is granted, and
I don't know what you would do with your income situation when it's not there, because it's not always going to be there.
That is true. However, I've done without.
Well, is doing without how we got tens of thousands of dollars into credit card debt?
No,
Okay.
it's not. I got into that because one, I'm a dumb, and two, people were dumb enough to give me money.
Okay, well now they want it back.
Right? They want it back now. That's the problem.
So I wanted to just self-assess. Where
Sure.
do you find yourself right now in a score? Your finances, 0 being the worst finances ever, 10 being the best finances ever. What's your self-assessed?
So my self-assessment before I took the,
Oh, you took the quiz online?
I did.
Free in the description below.
but I gave myself a 0.5.
Yeah.
I think when I took the quiz, I got a 2,
Okay. Probably because you own a home,
probably.
which that
And
certainly
I-
boosts up your score.
And not to toot my own horn, but I
Toot it.
I don't have any more student loan or IRS debt. So that
You had
probably helped.
IRS debt?
Yes.
When did you have IRS debt?
When my husband was alive.
Okay, so this was a bit ago now.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's all
In the past.
in the past. What did you do to get an IRS debt? Just so we make sure we're not doing it again, though.
My husband owned a business.
Okay.
And he would tell you if he was here that there was a miscommunication about whether or not to pay the 941 taxes for our employees. I would disagree and say he specifically told me not to. And then when the IRS finally wanted their money,
Okay. That's fine.
we paid for a really long time on that.
Again, it's in the past. So you think you're a 0.5. You ended up getting a 2 on the scale.
Yep.
If you want to be on the show, I can self-assess your situation in person. Make sure to go to calebhammer.com/apply, and you can be where she's sitting right now.